Welcome back to Most Famous We Are Not. We are speaking with one of the most viral music analysis creators on TikTok with this series, Track 365, where he explains the storytelling of your favorite songs. He also edits documentaries for one of the biggest black commentators on YouTube, FD Signifier. And speaking of YouTube, he has his own channel where he tells the stories of different music artists such as Frank Ocean, Daniel Caesar, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, SZA, and a lot more. Ladies and gentlemen, Spacial, aka Ausar Stevens. Welcome to the show. How are you
That's probably the best introduction I've ever had. That is the best introduction I've ever. You know how like Shannon Sharp be having his introductions? That's how I felt. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, he's the standard. I have now started to do video editing for other clients. If you are interested, click the first link in the description, and I hope to work with you soon. All right, Ausar. Just give some context. Ausar's like my content big brother. We've known each other for like 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, almost.
For like 2 years. I reacted to one of his videos, his documentaries, and I got flagged. And he contacted me. He was like, "We're gonna react to other people's videos. Maybe like let them know or like make the screen smaller." But that was one of the best mistakes I could have made because he's helped me with so much stuff as far as YouTube and creating. And he's like my brother when it comes to this. All right, Ausar. One of the first questions I want to ask you is I just want to like get some context about you and your relationship with music. What's like your earliest memory of music, and what's that beginning stages, and how'd you get the passion to start writing with music or writing for music?
There was a song called "Hey Y'all" by Outkast. And I remember always, this might not be like the first song that really connected with me, but it's one of those first songs that connected with me that I remember. And like, I just was obsessed with that song, "Hey Y'all." And like, I just remember being around like my parents and my aunts, and like, I would be like, play "Hey Y'all," like in the backseat of the car and stuff like that. And obviously I have no idea what they're talking about. I just like the part where they're like, "Hey," like just really just the chorus part, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably like one of my first like real connections with it, but I've always daydreamed to music. Like some of my favorite memories growing up is always just about like, there's some type of music involved with it. Like whether it be like falling asleep in the car to just slow jams and stuff like that from the 70s and 80s in my parents' car, like late at night, or like just really just daydreaming. I don't know, like I always escaped with it.
So did
I suppose. Like if a song came on, I'm just like visualizing something else and just like making a whole story about it.
It was
in my head.
Transported for you, like it always took you somewhere else.
Yeah, it always has. It's always taken me to another place, which is, I guess, is why why a lot of people gravitate to music. It's like a miniature world that you can just go to for like 4 minutes or however long the song is, right? So yeah, that's kind of like my first introductions to just music and appreciating it.
Right. Music and appreciating that's one thing, but the way you write about it, it's so unique. So how did you develop, like when did you find that love to, I'm gonna dive a little deeper?
Like looking back, it's always been there in like just pieces in pockets, but I've never put it together until like very recently. Like I remember it was back when one of my favorite moments that I've lived in music history is when Kanye and Kid Cudi finally dropped a collab album, Kids See Ghosts. And it was that whole thing where Kanye was dropping all the albums with like 8 songs each, like Daytona, Tiana Taylor's album, can't remember the name of it, Yay, and Kids See Ghosts, and I think there was one more, possibly, right? And I remember just telling my mom about it. And I was just like talking. I was just like kept like going. I was like playing the album, and I was like stopping, like, this is what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. And I remember my mom was just like, you should talk about this online. And like she said that, so but then I was just like, I kind of underplayed it because I was like, oh no, I'm just kind of like copying what I hear off of like Complex and like Everyday Struggle. Do you remember that show?
Yeah,
Everyday
of course.
Struggle?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah. So like I was like, I kind of played it off like I'm just copying off of like what they're saying. But I would always consume that kind of media. And I would always just like talk to people obsessively about it. Also, I have like receipts and like a record of like me writing on Genius and writing on Reddit about like the song's meanings and things like that. But it was just because like I was passionate about it, and it wasn't like a thing I did every day,
Mhm.
but it was a thing like I would just do, like if I felt drawn to do it over the years. And the main thing that really uh like got me into music, but not necessarily like what I'm doing specifically, like analysis, was I had this show called Free Empathy
Mhm.
on TikTok that I started a couple years ago in Atlanta, and I asked like 100 people, what does music mean to you in one word, and I like compiled it into this whole thing. And then coming out of that, I realized, I think I really like talking to people about music. And then like I started Spacial, which is like based around music and things like that.
Right.
So that's kind of like how that all came together.
That's cool. That's cool. So we
Mm-hmm.
talk about obviously Track 365. It's a really big series. It's super successful. One of my favorite series on TikTok, and like a lot of other favorite series. What's like the process for Track 65 as far as like picking a song, writing a script, and then uploading it? How do you kind of go about that?
Yeah, it's about a 2-day process for an episode. So the songs are just off of vibes.
Mhm.
Light marketing, like for example, like Tyler the Creator when he dropped Don't Tap the Glass. I have the album. Oh, you can't see it. I have the album up there. But when I realized he was dropping Don't Tap the Glass in 2 days, I was like, I need to do a Tyler the Creator marathon.
Right.
So like some marketing goes into it. Another one is like I don't mind saying this because I don't think anybody's crazy enough to do this, but the day Michael Jackson has a movie coming, a biopic
Hmm.
coming up,
Ooh.
the I mean the day that Michael Jackson trailer comes out, I'm doing an entire Michael Jackson marathon where it's only Michael Jackson songs until the movie comes
And
out.
I'm going to
You know,
enjoy that.
like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
in the trailer and the movie and the hype around that, it's just free marketing.
Right.
So like I'm just gonna ride that wave, and I'm actually preparing. I've been preparing for like a week.
Right.
But anyway, so like that's some marketing. But besides stuff like that, it's really just like what songs I feel like and what songs I see a lot of people just say, "Oh, I really want to see this song."
Yeah.
Um, so from there, I'll go into analyzing the song. So I'll watch a bunch of interviews, read a bunch of interviews
Mhm.
about the artist around that time period to like capture like where they are in their headspace as an artist.
Right.
I typically stick to artists that I'm familiar with because I kind of already get that, so I can kind of skip that step.
Hmm.
But from there, you know, just read Reddit, YouTube. What are the fans thinking? How do they feel about it? Obviously, how do I feel about the song? And I'm like compiling like a very light note. Um, and then I'll just go into just analyzing the music and just like kind of building out a story about it. So that's all like about a day
Hmm.
of just conceptualizing and writing the analysis. And then in day 2, it would be recording it and editing it. But this is done in pockets and also in bulk at the same time.
Mm.
So like I would do this for like 3 or 4 songs at the same time,
Right.
usually for the same artist, right? And then like those would all be like, okay, these are ready for phase 2. And then another day I would get another batch of songs. But that same day, other songs that are in phase 2 are going to phase 3, which is like the editing and just preparing it to post.
Right.
So it takes about like 2 days to like bring songs through that cycle.
Wait. So what's phase one? Is that the script writing?
Yeah, so phase 1 will be like the ideation, the research, and the writing, just writing the analysis
Mm-hmm.
itself. And then day 2 or phase 2 will just be preparation, right? So that would be just like recording and editing it.
Mm-hmm.
But now recently it's become like a 3-phase thing because I have an assistant editor, and I'll have them go through the prep of the timeline because that usually takes a while. So the prep the timeline, just cut out all the spaces, all that stuff, and also like clip out the music video or the live performance of the song.
Gotcha.
So that'll all be on a timeline. And then for me, phase 3 would be just like polishing it over and just like dropping it.
Oh, okay, okay. So I'm assuming like your docs are filled with different like scripts of different like song analysis.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of pissed because I wanted one doc, and I got to the point now it's like, oh, you can only have 100 tabs on Google Docs. So I have to make a second document, which kind of sucks.
Damn.
But yeah, it's literally just a Google Doc with just like folders, and each folder is like a specific song
Oh, okay.
script.
So actually, let me take it back. How did Track 365 come to be? Because it's so smart. Like, how did you come up with that?
It is a mixture of so many things.
Mhm.
It is like a perfect storm
Right.
of like many failures. It's like 3 or 4 failures put into one. So okay, so I watched this podcast called Colin and Samir, right?
Yes, I am hip.
Yeah, I got their hat.
I want to meet him.
That's published.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool.
I love Colin and Samir. They've been, so if you've been watching, if you're familiar, you know, recently in the last year, format. They just love a format. They're like, formats is the thing that took our show to where it is now. We were never successful with content creation until we did this. They always bring on people that have some type of format. They're just like beating it into my head every week. Like, you need a repeatable format that people can reliably tune into, right? Like a show. I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to like figure it out. I don't know, like stressing me out. Like, I just can't even think about it.
Right.
But that's just like in my head subconsciously, right? At the same time, I'm going through this thing of like, man, my documentaries, like I really like them, but it's like there's no real momentum because it takes me 3 months to like
Put
make
that
one.
together, right?
You know what I mean? Also, I had a job working for this content creator, amazing dude. His name is Jun Yu, super inspirational. I was helping him manage his Instagram account. Well, not really help. I was running his Instagram account, like recording the content and like editing it, publishing it, all that. And working under Jun Yu has changed that's when I realized there is really levels to this.
Right.
Like the way that he thought about content, the way that content creation was just a part of his life. I was like, I will never be successful unless I adopt this mindset. So he didn't know this, but he was really like, just like watching him and working under him, because I was like, my position was basically like his right hand man, because his Instagram is his like main, like that's his, like that's how he draws everything in.
Right.
So I'm running that, and I'm constantly talking to him 24/7 for like 2 months about like Instagram, the strategy, and it's just like I'm just engulfing all of it. Ended up not working for a couple reasons. Not because like they didn't like me or not that I wasn't capable, but it was just taking entirely too long to train me because I'm coming from long form content, like documentaries, to short form, whole different beast. It's a like content. It's like you're being you're an athlete if you're a content creator, right? But like just because you're good at YouTube doesn't mean that you're good at Instagram. Like just like how if you're an athlete, just because you're good at football doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good at golf.
Right.
Two different sports, same muscles in different, we're using them in different ways. That's what I didn't understand. Through that experience, I learned that. And the main thing that that I got from him, because this guy he's younger than he's like 20.
Oh wow.
And he's like a multimillionaire. He has like a 6-figure business. He's like working on another business. And I'm just like, dude, how did you like? And he tells me, I made a video every single day for the last 5 years on Instagram, and it changed my life.
Wow.
He just made a video. He just made a video. No matter what it was, he just a video. He just kept putting himself out there. No matter what it was just a video. And I was like, okay. I ended up getting fired because it just like I said before, it just didn't make any sense to continue to train me, and their business isn't a phase of growth. They're starting a new company. They need somebody that like knows what they're doing off rip, you know what I mean? And it just wasn't me at that time. And that's completely fine. So we just had to part ways. And the main thing I got from that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it for a year. I'm gonna do it for a year. I'm gonna take in what Colin Smith said. I'm gonna make a format. It was intimidating for me to do this on YouTube because YouTube is like my baby. I'm like a YouTube child,
Right.
And like I see YouTube as art. Like at least my YouTube channel, I see it as art. So I'm like, I don't know. I kind of don't want to do it there. TikTok, I had about 20,000 followers on there because like I just like posted
before you
some
started
clips
Track 36.
I had about 20,000, but that didn't even mean anything. The followers don't mean anything, and I'll get to that later. But I had about 20, so I was like, okay, like there's something, like there is like at least something that I can kind of work with here for TikTok, just to be like a playground for me, just to like, it gave me the freedom to like not, I overthink on YouTube because I keep setting the bar too high. So it's like YouTube is art, TikTok is content. And me giving that separation, it gave me the permission to just do what the fuck ever and experiment. And that's what I really need. I just need to have permission to experiment because I was never going to do it on YouTube. If I'm being completely honest. So I was just like, okay, we'll take what Colin Samir said. We'll just do what I'm doing now. My videos are, I have a format where I like dissect an album, right? Let's just do each song. And I remember like so many people tell me this like over the years. They're like, why don't you just do like singular songs, right? And the real cheat code for me was when I was posting clips. The reason I got to 20,000 followers because I would just screenshot my YouTube videos as songs and post them on TikTok. And I had a couple videos get like 500,000 views, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay. So like they like them segmented. Maybe you don't want to watch the whole album. Maybe you just care about this song. You don't want to like sit through the whole, right?
Correct.
So then I was like putting all these things together and I'm like obsessing over formats because Colin Samir is constantly talking in my ear this entire time. I'm like, all right, boom. Track 365. I kind of stole it from Disney 365, right? And I'm just like every single day, just a song. And then I just started and yeah, I just never stopped. And like here, like we're just here now.
Wow.
You know, just yeah.
Wow. So how do you determine what songs are qualified for track 365? Do you need a connection? Do they need a story? How do you go about that?
Yeah, for the most like because my writing style is very like narrative. So like I look for a story for the most part. Like if there's just like because I want it to feel like a story time in a way. You know what I mean? Like so like the story starts with this and then we go to this and then it ends with that. Like that's what I look for. And I think there's a real skill that I'm lacking in not being able to dissect songs that aren't that. But you know, there's so many songs that are that, and like this is already working. I'm not necessarily worried about that right now, but that is something I want to dig into, like just broadening the amount of songs that
of course.
you know I talk about.
Of course. Now, I think one of the most vital part and the most impressive part of track 365 is the hook. Those first 10 seconds before you say 365 in your name. So how did you formulate that hook and how did you get so good at it?
I'm not good at it. I'm still not that great. I've stumbled across them.
What do you mean? Like you just don't say them fluidly?
No, like I just try shit out.
I mean, it works statistically. Like a lot of your videos crush.
So this is one thing I've been doing, and I want to be very clear when I say this because I am, for the most part, very anti-AI. I'm very pro-artist. But one thing I lack in is hooks. And I also have an understanding that, like, listen, if somebody's not going to watch the video, if they're not interested in the video, then they're not going to watch anything.
Right.
So I started using like ChatGPT. I would take my analysis and I would put it into it and I would say, sum this up in a dramatic and captivating one sentence, like this one sentence, right? And there was this one, I did it for Creep, and it said, Creep by Radiohead is a song so honest, it feels like it wasn't even meant to be heard. And I said, damn.
Right.
And then I just took that and I started using that as the hook. And I've used that hook about 3 times. And that's a hook that I know if I use it for a certain song, it will do at least 1 million views.
Wow.
So like there's stuff like that. But a lot of the time I try to just, because like I'm a writer. I'm a writer. Like I enjoy I enjoy the act of writing. I didn't get into content creation to use AI. So some people might not even care about, like it might have glossed over their head or over their eyes. But like for me, like, I don't know, using ChatGPT for a creative task isn't necessarily the thing I'm the most proud of. But it is something that I need to do because again, I'm reminding myself like I'm using TikTok as content. This isn't art, isn't it express. So that's something I had to like let go of my ego and say there is a tool here that I can use to like just make, and it made it better. But I also, when I said I wanted to make a clear distinction, I have never used it to like write an analysis. You know what I mean? That's not something that I ever want to do because genuinely ChatGPT might be able to write something that's really informative, but I don't think that AI could ever capture what I feel in my soul when I listen to a song as a creative person and like be able to like explain it in the way that I feel. So I try to make that distinction and like keep the uses of ChatGPT to technical things like a hook just to get people into the video.
Right.
So like that's my whole process with that.
Totally understand. Obviously, AI is a super nuanced thing, and
Yeah.
I'm super duper pro artist as well. I'm a big art person. I don't like the idea of AI, but there's points in where you got to choose. Like, do you want to make your content the best it can be, or do you want to make
Absolutely.
your content the best it can be under your standards? And usually,
Hmm.
the former is usually better. You know what I'm saying? So I totally understand that. But just to write your hook,
And that's also, yeah, and not to say too, like, because I use like I have ChatGPT like the pro version.
Mhm.
You know, I use ChatGPT for business and marketing and things like that, just
Right.
because I just don't have that brain sometimes.
Yeah.
And like you can like give ChatGPT books and like read this book and then tell me how it applies to my situation.
Wow.
And then you can just, you know what I mean? Or you could even say, you could talk to it and be like, you could tell it what you're thinking about, like how to tackle a problem, and then say, what are the blind spots that I'm missing? And then it'll spit out like, oh, I never even thought about that.
Hmm.
You know, so like I use AI for things like that, but at the same time, I think it's important to be transparent about it
Yes, sincerely. Yeah.
and like where you're using it and where you're not using it. And like for creative tasks, I never want to use that shit.
Yeah. Like
You
that.
know,
What's that black dude who with the glasses who has very powerful like he talks about black
and
folks
you
and
can.
stuff.
I knew he was using. I didn't even wasn't surprised when he said that because you can tell when people use. If you use ChatGPT, you can tell
Yeah.
because everything sounds the same,
Hmm.
and that's what I was saying. Like it's not creative. Like when I write, it's creative because it's me.
Hmm.
You know, I'm not looking for perfect. I'm just looking for me.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and that's what I think people resonate with.
Yeah.
So
Like him. Like for him, an example. Obviously, he used Chat GPT, but his papers are still impactful and informative, and it's still great stuff. Like it's still invoking.
and it's still his thoughts.
Yeah, it's still his thoughts.
Still his thoughts. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a nuanced thing, but help.
I think that's gonna be some, and like I definitely am fine with it, but I think I'm on a wrong side of history with the whole AI thing. I'll just be like the guy that's just like old school. You
Nah,
know,
for
I'm
real,
fine
it's
with
so
that,
dead. Yeah,
but
for real.
because it just makes sense
Mhm.
to do that. But yeah, like I'll be doing long division while people are using their calculators. But
Seriously, seriously.
but I love it. Like I love it. Like this is why I do what I do.
Yes, but if you're like a process person over like the quickest method person, then you will probably be opposed to AI. But yeah. I wanted to
Yep.
ask, so like how was your planning like track 365 day one and all the way up until now, like 3 months later, how has your like planning changed? Was it worse in the beginning? Was it kind of tough?
Actually, I think when I dropped my first episode, it wasn't even every day because I dropped the first one. Intense editing, too much editing, too much. Like I had to like learn how to scale it down. Um, and over time, it's gotten very simple, like simplified.
Mhm.
Like I don't even like do cuts. It's just me and the music. I used to like cut to like space and then like show different things and like quotes and
Right.
like highlight stuff. Sometimes I do it if I really feel like it needs to, but like the editing, very basic, except for the hook, obviously.
Yeah.
Another thing was um just planning out the episodes, I suppose, like just the whole process, because I would just kind of like brute force an episode, I guess, you know, just like in one day.
Right.
One thing that helped me out was I took a road trip to Atlanta because my brother was graduating from Morehouse, so me and my family we all drove down.
Mhm.
So the car that we rented to go down there, it was like, I guess the van that we rented, it had like a plug. So I recorded hella videos. I just like, actually I didn't, yeah, because in the beginning I was just re-saying my blonde videos and my channel orange videos and my good kid match. I didn't have to write at that time.
Oh, okay.
So I just hurried up and recorded a bunch of them. And then like on a 13-hour drive down to Atlanta,
Mhm.
I just like busted out like 7.
Wait, so you're
You know
like
what I
in the
mean?
back of the car?
I was in the car just editing.
Oh, just editing them. Damn.
Yeah. And I think if I didn't take that car ride, I might have gave up.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
because I wouldn't have had the time to like that time I was just sitting in a car.
Mhm.
You know, I could just edit. And then also when I was in Atlanta, you can like literally see the Airbnb that I'm in. I'm just like, I just set my camera up. It looks really shitty. And I'm just like recording like obsessively like 5 videos. And then on the ride back, I just, you know, edit those. So like that gave me a good boost and like gave me time. But I didn't have a process. So like the process that I explained, like the 2-day process
Yeah.
of like just giving myself time to breathe, that's like the main thing that like switched from the beginning.
That's cool.
You know,
Yeah.
and also like I'm like getting help too. You know.
Yeah. Getting help helps. You know.
Yeah.
I think one of the most, I mean, we talked a lot about format. One of the most important things when it comes to format is having like a sense of feel and aesthetic around the format you have. And Track 365 is what? It's yellow, blue, and red.
Yeah.
Yellow, blue, and red.
Yeah.
And the font, how did you come up with the color and the font and kind of like the feel
For
of
sure.
track?
Because again, like this coming from like spatial documentaries, like where I'm like low key taking myself kind of too serious, and like I just wanted to get out of that.
Mhm.
Like Tyler the Creator had an interview when he was just like, "Don't Track 365 is my don't tap the glass."
Right. Just
He
be
was
free
saying
and
like
loose.
chromacopia is like, you know, so deep, and
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, and then we're just dancing.
Mhm.
Don't tap the glass, right? This is me just dancing, and I wanted it to represent that in like every way, like as a reminder. So like the handwritten fonts,
Mhm.
like just looking like kind of like sloppy, like the blue, like the primary colors just reminds me of being a kid, you know.
Right.
Just fun, just like don't take this serious, just like it's a song.
Right.
This is what I think of the song, you know what I mean? So that was like intentional on doing that, like just like kind of rugged scrapbooky type of aesthetic I
And
was
it
looking
matches, I
for.
feel like, for TikTok, because TikTok is not like, you either be like
Yeah.
super professional or like super loose. You feel me? The middle
Yeah,
ground is kind of hard to pinpoint an
for
audience
sure.
that way. But yeah, definitely. Do you have any goals for Track 365 that can lead to something like after this year is over and you complete the challenge? What's next for you? Do you think?
I can't tell you,
Oh, great!
but I've already thought of. I've thought three. I've thought three. I know what's gonna. Actually, I'm not gonna say because things can change, but I have a plan for the next 3 years
Wow,
of
the
Track
next
365.
3 years. Wait, after this
Yeah,
year or counting this year? Is this the year part of the plan?
no, counting this
Counting
year.
this year. And so good.
Yeah, it's kind of already mapped out. It's kind of,
No, that's
but
smart.
also at the same time, it's like I have like goals like intermittent, right? So
Yeah.
the main thing is like getting a team. I need 3 assistant editors. Possibly a producer, somebody that's just smarter at me than of like, hey, we should pivot to these songs, you know, like
Right.
somebody that's like in tune, you know, so I don't have to use that side of my brain. I just want to write.
Right. You
I'm
just
a writer. Like I
right,
said, I
right.
just want to write. Not that I don't love editing, but I, you know, I just kind of, I realized I was spending 21 hours a week editing.
Wow.
So I was just like, that's not feasible. You know, so like that's the first thing. So 3 editors, a producer, that's a goal. And then the other goal is getting us on long form, so YouTube and Spotify.
Wow.
So I'm gonna actually have to, because I don't know if it's smart or if I'm just stupid, but I'm gonna re-record all of the episodes that I've done for for Spotify and YouTube, but it's gonna be more lo-fi.
Right.
I'm only doing that because I'm planning for the show to be successful. I'm not planning for right now, right? So if the show becomes successful, I'm getting sued.
Mhm.
I have all that music on there. I have, so like the lyrics has to be me saying them. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Okay. Got you.
Instead of like I'm playing the song. And then also I record them vertically. It needs to be horizontal.
Damn. So you got it all mapped out, man. I'm excited. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the way this sounds. Has anybody like reached
Right
out
here.
to you, like creators or like anybody that wants to take?
Yeah.
Oh, they have.
Yeah.
Could you tell us anything about that, or?
Yeah. I mean, I've had some artists reach out. I've had record labels reach out.
Wow.
I've had, you know, record labels, and like they want to like promote music and things like that. I'm trying to think of like somebody like very, very notable. I don't know.
Any name would do.
Yeah, I mean, I've had like people just reach out. It's like I like the show, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like some people want to work with me, some people don't.
And these record labels are these like brand deals? Are they like paying you to promote their music or promote their artist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have a like, so like you can, if you're a record label or an independent artist, like you can. I have a package where you can buy an episode of Track 365. So like they can do that if they want to, but for me, like I just know the worth of the show.
Yeah. Oh,
And I
no,
know the worth
seriously.
of like the I guess like quote unquote culture driver
Mhm.
kind of show this is, and like how much people like have like admiration for it.
Mhm.
So like it is a bit pricey, but I don't think it's pricey for the value that I give and like the love that I give.
Mhm.
Because just because you have the money doesn't mean I'm going to say yes.
Right.
I've turned down many songs. I'm just like, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay. How is Track 365 changed the way you view how people consume music and how they like, respond to music. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great question. Um, dude. Okay. I feel like we're living in a culture where people feel like if a song or an album isn't like performing in the first week, it's ass.
Correct.
Most of the music I've made has not come out this year. Not
Oh, I'm saying
most
not,
of the
not, not.
episodes.
I'm not saying you're like that idea is correct. I'm saying that like
No, yeah, I
when people
know. Yeah,
respond like that. Okay, good. Just clarification.
yeah. Most of the music that I've analyzed on the show has not come out in like the past year.
Yeah.
And I think that is proof that people care about like just good music in general.
Yes.
Like it doesn't matter. And like maybe it's like a small, maybe just because I'm like so deep into like just the music space, I just keep seeing like that toxic side of it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's only doing this amount. So maybe it could be that. But like I hate that narrative so much. And I think this is like the perfect, this track 365
Oh
is the
no.
perfect counter argument to like music. If it's good, then I've had songs that are 30 years old that are doing amazing.
Yeah.
Like people are just talking about it like to this day, like right now.
Like,
Probably even right when you're
hey y'all,
listening
how
to
old
this
is that
episode.
song? And that song that
Yeah, like like As by Stevie Wonder is one of the greatest love songs of all time. The greatest love song of all time. You know what I mean? Like that came out how many, like 30, 40 years ago. So I think that's great. And also like just people caring about art is like, that's the thing that really warms my heart.
Right.
Like people just really care about, they don't care about,
like number.
at least like in this community, they're not caring about like what relationship is this person in, you know, like what are they fucking eating, who are they
Yeah.
cheating on, like who's putting their pussy on live, you
Right.
know.
Right.
Like they care about like the lyrics and like the production and how they intertwine and what that means and what it means for you and what it means for the broader culture.
Yeah.
Like these are the people like they actually care about music. So I'm glad that I just found that tribe of people.
Yeah.
And it to me it's just like undeniable proof that like real music exists, real music lovers exist.
Yeah,
And I
for
hope
sure.
it can influence an artist to like not take the easy route and instead say, okay, this might take me 11 years,
Right.
and not know that it's going to take them, just think in their head it's going to take me a long time, but it's going to take them 11 years, but they're going to make one of the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah, or
Because they
albums
did
of
that
all time.
instead of like, you know what I mean? So that's something that I really wish for, and you know, only time can tell for the stuff like that. But like, I think it's just undeniable proof
Yeah,
of like
definitely.
love for music.
Like me personally, like there'll be multiple times like, well, I'll listen to one of your videos of Track 365 and I'll fall in love with an old song. Like obviously the one of the recent ones you did, Samia Pool.
Yeah,
That song sonically sounds so beautiful, but when you like paint the picture of like her in love and not wanting to be attached and her jumping in deep end and him not, like it really changes the way I listen to the song because I get the story down. That's because of your TikToks and stuff. And like obviously, I mean, I'll like a lot of your TikToks start with like, is this TikTok premium or like,
yeah.
like,
That's on
what
purpose
is
for
this?
sure.
Like this is like the best game I've ever heard, but not just Track 365, but like there's this reaction channel called Telepathics, and she will listen to albums with like the Genius lyrics on, and she'll kind of like commentate what's going on in the album and kind of like paint a picture for you and how it connects with her. And like I listened to one of her album reactions for Good Kid, Mad City. And Kendra's one of my favorite artists. And after I saw that album reaction, I literally fell in love with the whole album all over again. Like top to bottom.
It was her first time listening to it?
Yeah, it was her first time listening to it. And it literally, and I listened to that album like 6 years ago. You feel me? Like that's one of the first rap albums I ever heard all the way through. And literally like I'm 20, like 5 years later, I'm finding out things I didn't know. Like, oh, like the concept of this song, like Mad Kid, like, oh, like, oh my goodness. And now it just makes music so much better because music, it never gets old, or you never like fully understand what the song means because you might be too young or you might be too old or get their story, or you don't get the story of like their family's background. It's just so layered. So you can just fall in love with it a million times. And that's kind of what
there's something universal about that, because there's this guy, I think he's like a NASA engineer, I don't know, some really smart guy or whatever, right? And he's playing Minecraft for the first time No like YouTube video tutorials, no like reading Wikipedia, like no look, like just discovering Minecraft for the first time and watching. I didn't even watch this series, but I see clips every now and then. And it's just making me re-fall in love with Minecraft. Like just see him, like he had like TNT and he built a fucking blast shield with glass because he didn't know how big the TNT was going to explode. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like just watching shit like, oh, like that's the shit I would do as a kid, you know? And
Seriously.
I think that feeling is the same feeling that you're saying that lady gave you.
Exactly.
Like exploring it for the first time. Like
it's
just seeing things from a new lens is such a beautiful thing. Like
it's like a type of nostalgia kinda, but it's like through another person. You feel me?
Yeah.
And yours, I mean, it does a fantastic job of that. And that's why artists are so beautiful, because you just, somebody new, like 100 people can say this is what it means to get 100 response, and then the 101st person can come and be like, actually, I think it means this, and now it changes everybody's perspective. That's what makes art beautiful. But do you want to transfer, like, what have you, like, from what you learned from TikTok, are you going to transfer some of those ideas to YouTube, or
absolutely
vice versa?
Yeah, my you know I'm long-winded. If it was up to me, like you see my hooks on YouTube are 7 minutes long. That's not a hook. That's a video in itself. You know what I mean? So like my next, just going forward, my YouTube videos are definitely going to be to the point. At least in the beginning, like I'm still going to take my time.
Yeah.
But like they're going to, we just can't spend like 5 minutes in saying, and this is what the video is about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a certain type of person that wants to watch that, but like for viewership, like if you want to like really like grow, you gotta like, this is the idea, this is how we're gonna do it, and you just gotta do that, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna take some of those tactics over just because of like how many reps I've gotten. It's undeniable how powerful that is when like compounded. And I definitely want to just take just different formats and just like swings.
Yeah.
I was taking very large swings on YouTube for a long time. I just want to get up to bat now on YouTube. You know, when I get that team around me, because right now Track 365 is my priority as just a creative,
right?
Because it's working, so I'm not going to stop that. So that's my biggest priority over YouTube, as much as it pains me because I love YouTube. But that, like TikTok and Track 365, it's my biggest priority. So like when I get that team going, I'm gonna go back to YouTube and just try out different formats, because Spacial is supposed to be a network. It's not supposed to be like just like one thing, or like I'm Spacial or anything. It's supposed to be like you're watching Track 365 on Spacial, or you're watching a show called The Breakdown on Spacial. You're watching Music Melody on Spacial, and maybe it's not even me. Maybe it's somebody else that I hire to come on and be the host of another show.
Right, and I love that idea.
So like,
and you just still own Spacial, though. I love that idea.
Yeah, Spacial was like the overarching network. Yeah. So that's when I come back to YouTube, it's definitely going to be more of that type of vibe.
Right. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but do you think you now write more efficiently? Like, do you think you can say more with less because of TikTok?
Yeah, I'm still working on it though, because while these videos are shorts, they're the longest shorts on YouTube, on TikTok. I mean, you know what I mean? Like my videos are still 7, 8, 15-minute videos, you know.
But it doesn't feel wasted though. Like you're going line by line.
That's what I'm saying. I just have a lot to say. Yeah, there's a lot to say.
Like there's a lot to say. Long you did with Sade?
Oh, like a tattoo.
Like a tattoo. That one was like 9 minutes.
Probably.
But I listened to that whole thing and I'm like, no, I needed that piece of information, or at least I think I needed it. You know what I mean? So like a bunch of, I'm not like at the 5-minute mark just trying to like skip through or trying to
I see.
You like
I am very I don't like fluff. You know, like I said this the last time we did an interview. It was like I started out my journey as a content creator, or not. When I started really being like finding success is like if anything didn't fucking matter, if like somebody didn't give a fuck,
right,
I cut it out. Like nobody gives a fuck, right? Like it has to be like, if I say something, it has to matter. It has to mean something connected to what I've said in the past and to where I'm going in the future. So if it doesn't meet both of those qualifications, it's getting cut out. No matter how much I like it, I have to think about the viewer. It has to be like, does this piece of information that I'm coming out about, is it bullshit or does it really matter? So
Nah,
like
for real.
that's super intentional.
That's
Has
like a
always been that way.
constant question you got to ask yourself as a creator. Like, who gives a
Yes.
fuck? You feel me? Like all the
Yeah.
time. And it could be
Yeah.
like the best part of the video. You think, no, this is actually important. Like, no, but like if you really take yourself outside of it, like, bro, like,
If I'm just a 40-year-old man on the toilet, do I give a fuck about your Thursday afternoon?
no, for
No.
real.
I came here to watch this video about Sade, so let's talk about it, you
Nah, for
know?
real. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't even, it's like, you got to get that hook, then introduce yourself. Because if you said, this is track
Yes.
365, I'm a SAR, like, you might lose some people. So you go
Absolutely.
straight
You have to lead with value for sure.
yeah,
Always value is the king.
yeah,
Is the king.
correct.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's I want to totally pivot. Me
Sure.
personally, I've been listening to a lot of FD. I feel like his stuff is
Okay, yeah.
really good. The most recent one I listened to is his video about Warren Hill. I know that's some time ago, but he's just so brilliant, and obviously he's an ex-English teacher, and he does a great job commentating Black culture, and it's like Gen Z can listen to it, millennials, any generation. So I kind of want to get you like, how did you meet FD, and how did you kind of like form a relationship early on?
Yeah. I met him by sending him my J. Cole documentary.
Mm.
I sent him my J. Cole documentary, and at that time I was doing editing for commission, and it was just in my Instagram bio. And then he was just like, first he was just like, "Oh, I like the video," and he was like, "Oh, you edit for people? I'm looking for an editor." Um, and then I was like, "Cool." Actually, I didn't even really know I didn't really know who he was. I just remember making the J. Cole video and kind of freaking out because they had like 300 views over like the like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I'm cooked. Like I'm cooked. So funnily enough, I'm on the Colin and Samir Discord. And I'm just because that's when it was new. I think that's when it just started. So I was like really in it. I haven't been there in a long time. But that's when it was new. So a whole bunch of people in there. And then I remember like joining a random voice chat, and then somebody was just like, "Oh, the J. Cole video is good. I don't know why it's not doing well, but you should send it to this guy FD Signifier. I think he would like it. He might give you a shout out."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that's how I ended up doing that. Anyway, he ended up liking it. And I remember I used to work at like random Paneras when I was writing my scripts, and he just like was like, "Hey, let's set up a call." And then like we just ended up calling when I was in a Panera one day. He was asking me questions about like what I did. He was asking me questions like if I could edit for him. And yeah, he just was like super. He is the most. I don't even deserve the amount of graciousness that this dude. Like, he is the kindest person in the world. Like, genuinely, he is the most kind, loving, giving person. And he just like just off rip, just started giving me like just game about like YouTube, and like he really like he gave me like a shout out, like really like pumped my J. Cole views, and like then it caught the algorithm and did like really well. Um, and like yeah, he like basically employed me for like some time like editing for him. uh like I genuinely feel like I owe a lot of like my success to like him.
Right.
Like obviously I'm the person doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but like he's just like been that mentor that like even when I fuck up, like and like when I really fuck up, like he's just understanding and like forgiving, and like he's just a rare person. So like yeah, he's like just the dopest dude.
Yeah,
Dopest, most genuine dude for real.
I can see it through his videos. He's very smart, very articulate.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
you can really see that English background coming into handy the way he formats his
Yeah.
videos, like the sections, the segments, everything connects, and there's like not a lot of fluff. And he's really funny too. Like he has really
Yeah.
like he makes some pretty serious videos, but they're pretty comedic. So how do you formulate that relationship between an editor and a creator? Is there a lot of back and forth, or
Yeah, I think there needs to be like you need time.
Mhm.
Like if you're so I guess I could say it from both sides because I'm on both sides. If you're a creator looking for an editor, like you have to think about it as think about like over years.
Mhm.
Not think about like, hey, I need it for this project. Try to find an editor who you can like really rock with for years and who can learn who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's not just about skill. Like obviously they have to be like competent and just like proficient with whatever editing software. If you can get that and somebody that's willing to go the mile with you, that's what you're looking for. And like look for like don't expect perfection. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have to find somebody that's willing to grow. Like maybe we don't get a good video out for like a couple of months.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like you see, like they're into it, you're into it, they love it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just effort. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna love your video to the point that you love your video.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not gonna happen. But like trying to find somebody as close to that as possible, and I think that's why it worked for us because we both just love hip hop. He only contacts me for hip hop videos. You know what I mean? And it's just like a love that we can both pour into it. But I would say if you're an editor working for a creator, just go the extra mile.
Right.
You know, go the extra mile and show that you are somebody that is like willing to. Because if you're a creator, is not a creator. A good creator should be looking for like what I just explained, right? They should be like, oh my God, this is somebody that I can grow with, you know, because a creator is thinking long term usually. A good creator is thinking long term. So like you have to be an editor, not saying I need this job. You need to say I am willing to like elevate your show for the next 5 years.
Right.
And that might sound crazy. It might sound crazy, but that kind of relationship is the one that you want. It's gonna pay dividends to like you working with this creator here, this creator here, this creator here. Right. It might not in the short term, but in the long term, it definitely will. So like I think that's where the mindset should be. It should be about long term on both sides.
Right.
It's tricky though, because there's no there's YT jobs, you know. It's not regulated though. Like, you know, nobody knows how to get paid. Nobody knows how much to get paid. Nobody knows, like, you know, if a video goes viral and like I edited it, like, do I get like more of it? You know, like none of that is regulated because this industry is so new. Mm-hmm. But like, just be willing to like work with, you know, each side.
Right. So in that initial like first couple videos you edited for FD, did you like basically take like your editing style and inject it straight into his videos, or did he have like a certain like look was he going for his videos to be edited and what?
And he just liked the way I edited. So he was just, and like he's not like he's like what 40, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, you know, he's like he's just like, hey man, just like edit the video. You know, like just go crazy. So like I guess that like I kind of got lucky in that sense, and he just like liked the way I edited it.
So it's totally like freehand, like
I just took the video and did my thing.
Oh, okay, got
like it. That's kind of how it's always been. Like sometimes it will have like certain like I want this here, I want that there, right? You know, but like for the most part, he just wanted me just to kind of like treat it like my own video.
That's cool. Damn, that's really good.
Yeah,
that's good. But like these projects, because like some of his videos are like 2 hours long, and is that process different from like maybe like an hour long, 45-minute long video?
Yeah, the difference between a 1 hour and 2 hour video is crazy. Like the Kendrick versus Drake video took a team of 3 editors 4 months to do it.
4 months? How?
Yeah.
Wait, how? Well, not how, but I'm saying, but like
it's 3 hours long. It's more than a movie.
It's more than a movie. But I'm saying that video came out like right as the beef happened. So like, how did he?
We've been working on it for a while.
So it was just perfect timing.
We were actually late.
Oh, yo, late.
And mind you, 3 months is actually quick.
That's quick.
Like we were working day in and day out. Like we were grinding.
Dang.
And FD was constantly writing because new stuff was constantly happening. Wow. We got to change this. We got to change that. We got a fucking motion graphic designer. Just like, God bless his heart. You know what I mean? Like I'm like doing like the main edit. We got another editor doing like just like cuts here, there, and there. You know, like it was chaos.
Wow.
And we did it in 3 months is a feat.
I mean, yeah. I mean, 3 months for a 3 hour. You feel me?
And like you got to also think it was highly produced the whole way through. It's not like it was really produced in the beginning. It was like throughout the whole thing. Like this is like this is cinematic. This is a movie. You know, so like,
I did not know what I was getting myself into because the title just said this was the culture feeling, and I was I listened to it on a plane ride from Houston to Vegas. And I'm like, yo, I'm like an hour deep. And I'm like, we're still on Drake's backstory.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah,
Yeah,
cool.
that was very much like a magnum opus feat from like I'm glad I was a part of that because it
Yeah,
was a very this talented team, excellent people.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
How many pages did FD have to write? That'd have been like,
man, couldn't tell you.
yeah,
Couldn't even
but
tell.
that was
And I remember like the footage alone of just him talking was probably like 4 or 5 hours.
wow, wow. And it's y'all's biggest videos to date. It's just a great video. It's a great
Yeah.
video too. And then lastly, with FD, how has he helped your writing style as far as how you consume and digest music?
He's definitely accentuated. Like, I love a backstory.
Mm-hmm.
I love a backstory. So it all started in the 70s. Like, I love that shit.
Yeah.
And like him doing that as well, like, because that's kind of how he is. Like, if he starts a video, he'll have his glasses.
Yeah,
He'll be like,
he'll be cleaning. Yes, sir.
like,
Yes, sir.
he'll be like, so it all started in 1945. And I'm like, so like that shit, it gave me confidence to like go deeper into that because I used to think like nobody cares, but
Yeah.
people do.
No, but
Also, the way he writes is like very like lighthearted at times. He has a good balance of like,
yeah.
oh, this is serious, but like let's make a joke, you know?
Yeah.
Me, it's serious all the way through.
like,
Yeah, like
one way.
we're not joking. Broke people would never laugh. Like why? Like whatever Nicki Minaj said, right?
Right.
Broke people should never like. That's how I was like, no, this shit is fucked up, y'all. Like it's heartbreaking, like the entire time. But he showed me like, oh no, I gotta like kind of like joke around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta like
Yeah.
make it a little bit light. So like, I guess he kind of influenced me in that way.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say FD is an influence for me as a writer. He's like more of an influence for me like as a black entrepreneur.
Yeah, for sure.
And as a leader.
And a speaker,
sure.
yeah.
As a speaker, yes.
Yeah.
But as a writer, he's a great writer, but I wouldn't say he's necessarily like an influence for me like as a writer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's fine. You don't have to answer this. You can keep it behind the curtain. But the last time we spoke, I asked you what was like your end goal. This is before Track 365. So I said, what was your end goal for Spacial? And you told me that like you want to make documentaries for other artists and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And
still,
like,
absolutely
is that still the case, or how things change?
For sure. I wouldn't say now it's more of an end goal, but it is a part of the goal. Which
Part
is
of the
great.
goal. I love that. Part of the goal.
Now that's like a smaller percentage of the goal.
Right.
Like I said before, like what I was alluding to, like I want a network.
Mm-hmm.
I want a network. I want Spacial to be like what Vice used to be. Or I guess Vice is still a show, but like how Vice used to have like so many shows with different personalities. Like that's what I'm kind of aiming for at this moment. And yeah, I'm just like, you know, Track 365 is the only show on there.
Yeah.
So it's not like people call me Spacial, not knowing it's a network, and I'm just like, can I blame them? Like, there's only one show here. So yeah, I guess that's like my end goal now.
Right. Okay. Got you. And then obviously the elephant in the room. It's been a minute since you've uploaded on Spacial. Do you know the future of Spacial?
Yeah. When I get the podcast together, man. When I get the podcast together, I'm gonna. I don't even know if you can see it. I'm gonna like pan the camera. So like where I'm recording at, it's like the walls aren't done. So I want to get like 2 walls just to like. I got a fucking curtain. You know, like I just gotta like fix this space so when I do record horizontally, it's not that. And you know, I'm gonna rinse out a camera, and then just record and just bust out episodes. Like me and assistant editor just bust them out for YouTube and Spotify. I'm also working with a producer to like get like a soundtrack for the show, which is gonna be really cool. And you know, it's moving. I can't tell you like a specific date. But like within the next 2 months, hopefully we'll have like a show on.
Will you interview other artists?
Or like, I want to post to it, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean maybe as a separate show. Like I said, like Track 365 is working, and I want to focus on what's working, and I want to double down on it and not expand and like drive myself thin until like this is a running machine.
Yeah, it's
and I'm like finding myself like, oh, I have time to like just kind of sit. Like when I have that time, then I can be like, all right, bet, let's move on to something else.
Well, how excited! I know you're excited, man.
Yeah, man.
How exciting is that? Just like you just plant seeds and things are budding, and you're connecting with people, and you have so many ideas. And man, I cannot wait, man. I'll be in the crowd with popcorn and a Coke and some Sour Patches.
In the
Just watching the show, just can't wait.
Well, you never know, bro. Maybe we can get you on Spacial Network as
Oh
well. You never
boy,
know, like
I would love
shit,
to.
bro. How crazy would it be if like, nah, let's acquire your podcast on
Yeah,
Spacial, like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not opposed.
Yeah,
The sky's the limit. I mean, this podcast is gonna be biggest in the world. So, and you know, we've
sure.
been you've been friends with me since the ground. So whatever you want, I'm there. I'll fly anywhere. But anyway, that'll be it for today's episode. Asar, I wanted to thank you again for this amazing episode. This was more like interesting than I thought it'd be. So much fun. There anything you want to plug or anything you want to mention before we head out?
When is the episode dropping?
This will come out next Monday. Next Monday.
Wow, fuck. Okay.
I can push it back.
No, you don't have to. It's fine.
You sure?
Because it's like not until September, so it's fine. But I am working on. Well, we're finished the merch. For Track 365, we have a line of like 4 shirts. And I'm going to be having a talent show. In early September. I don't have a specific date, but we're going to have the talent show to launch the merch. It's going to be sponsored by the t-shirts, and the winners of the talent show will be winning like the t-shirts as well.
Is it going to be in person?
It's going to be on TikTok Live. It's going to be on TikTok Live, but we'll like, you know, do it on Discord and all that.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, look out for that.
All right, thank you so much. Oh man, what a great interview. Thank you so much. Sorry again. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know when the next episode will be. I promise. I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Whenever I'm not doing anything, I'm plotting. But I don't know what the episode will be. But Absolutely. I'll let you know. All right. See y'all. Love y'all. Till the next one. See ya.